this morning, and welcome to Tight End Talk here on the OHIO podcast. Do us a big favor this morning if you don't mind. Go ahead and smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And of course, let us know what you think about what we think down in the comments section below. It's been a bye week for Ohio State. And during a bye week, it gives me the opportunity to dive in to some of the statistics that otherwise would have ignored from week to week when you look at your opponents and what your opponents do schematically, who are their best players statistically, how Ohio State might try to stop those players if they're offensive, how they might try to attack them, what weaknesses do they have on their defense, those type of things, looking at the numbers, the history. I dive into all those things on a week by week basis. Chris and I do here at the OHIO podcast, and preparing for what I think are the best preview videos in the business out there that you're going to find. And a lot of that's because we're members of the College Huddle, a community of independent podcasters who follow and cover their teams from coast to coast. And we have almost every single major team covered in the College Huddle, 86 podcasts now to be exact. And we're excited to do that on a weekly basis. And it makes my job in preparing those videos much easier because of that. That being said, when you're on a bye week, you have time to reflect on your own team. Obviously, the coaching staff does that well. They're looking for tendencies that they may have missed, things that have caused them to possibly not be as successful, or mistakes or weaknesses that they themselves can find and address so that it doesn't become a glaring issue later in the season or when a game is on the line. One of the things that just popped out to me was just a glaring in your face, and something that maybe we've just missed is the fact that this football team, especially at the tight end position, is nowhere near what we thought it would be as far as a weapon in this offense. Now, here are some of the reasons why we thought it was going to be a weapon, and maybe some of the reasons why it's not nearly being emphasized as much right now. And I have two reasons why. Number one, Julian Sane is much more advanced than even we thought he was going into the season. And so he's able to schematically look at the offense and understand what Ryan Day's trying to do down the field, which is keeping players like Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith much more involved in the offense, especially early on, than any of us really anticipated. I thought the way he's playing now is kind of what I was hoping he would play, how he would play mid to later in the season, and he's much further along. Now, granted, I know the last time we just watched Julian Sane against Ohio, he didn't have his very best game. He was missing wide open guys. He wasn't seeing the field as well, which is one of the reasons why I thought the tight ends would play a much larger role in this offense going into this season than what we have seen thus far. I thought Julian Sane would be, hey, I'm young, I'm a little skittish in the pocket, and therefore I'm not going to go through all of my progressions and reads, and I'm gonna look for my safety valve early and often. And I thought there would be a very good chance that would be Max Klare at tight end. And that's just not been the case at all, to be quite frank with you. The other reason why, that's reason number one. The second reason why I think the tight ends have not nearly been an emphasis in this offense up to this point is because we really struggled to run the football with our starting backs up until last week when Bo Jackson got run with the first team. And then all of a sudden it looked very different. It was 2 weeks ago that I had mentioned I really wanted to see Bo Jackson run with the ones because I needed to say, okay, is this a running back issue or is this an offensive line issue? And I think we came away feeling like this was very much a running back issue. That James Peoples and CJ Donaldson were not taking advantage of what the offensive line was providing for them, and Bo Jackson simply did. And so I came away from game number 3 against Ohio feeling much more confident about the offensive line than what we saw in the first 2 games in the running game, and more confident that, hey, Bo Jackson's he's just seeing what the offensive line is providing for him and he's taking advantage of it. Now, the reason why I bring that up in connection with the tight ends is I think that the tight ends are doing a lot more um, run blocking and protection in the passing game than what I anticipated them needing to do. And I don't think it's because they're worried about the offensive line as much as I think they were trying to get things going on that offensive line when it came to the running game. And so the tight ends were just being utilized more, which was why I think Will Kasmerick has been in there a lot, which is why he actually statistically is leading the tight end room, which is surprising to me. Now, we came away, Chris and I, when I say we, I'm talking about Chris and I, we came away from the open practices saying, this is Will's room. Literally, we heard the coaching staff tell Will, it's your room. He obviously was the leading tight end going into fall camp as far as what the coaching staff was saying verbally. Even though everybody knew Max Klare was the weapon when it came to receiving as at tight end, but so far Will Kasmerick is leading this team statistically from the tight end position. Which, if I would have told you that, would you have been surprised after 3 games? Maybe a little bit. Will Kasmerick, Jelani Thurman, Max Klare, they all have 4 receptions each through 3 games. Will Kasmerick is leading the team, however, in yards with 67. Second is Jelani Thurman with 50. And then third is Max Klare with 48. All 3 of them have 1 touchdown catch, and Bennett Christian has added 2 receptions from the tight end position for 7 yards as well. So when you look at those receiving statistics from the tight end room, it's a little bit surprising to me. I'm not going to lie. Like, I fully expected Max Klare to be probably second leader on this team in receptions at this point, um, simply because of a young quarterback needing a release valve, someone he could trust in the middle of the field, sure-handed guy. Uh, but he drops his first pass of the season against Texas, which would have been a first down on I think it was a third down play. And, it's like, what since then, what have we really seen? I mean, it's a lot of, a lot of play from all 3 guys, especially in the passing game. So I don't know. Like, I didn't dive into the snap counts as much. I was just looking at the straight surface level statistics and thought, man, that's a little bit surprising at this point to see Will Merrick that high up um, over Max Klare, or at least, 4 receptions each, but got more yards. And so, hey, we'll see how this plays out. At some point, teams are going to really try to lock down Jeremiah Smith, and that's when the tight end position can become a huge weapon for us. And I still think Max Klare is the most could hurt you the most. I think he's the most athletic of the 3, dynamic of a receiver, at least from that aspect of things. But it's good to have depth, right? Even at the tight end room, you want depth. We talk about depth at every position on the field, so why not at the tight end position as well? So it's not a bad thing. It's just kind of a surprising thing. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think down in the comment section below about our tight end play so far this year. Are you like me? Are you a little surprised by that? Or is this kind of what you expected? It's Ohio State. That's kind of what we do. And to say, hey, at this point in the season, the fact that we even have 14 receptions from tight ends after 3 games is actually pretty good when you look at it, the totality of it through 3 games, Eric. And maybe, it is kind of what you did expect. It's just, it's more spread out than maybe what you anticipated. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Let me give you Monday's Bible verse for you here in closing. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Yes, indeed. None of us, the power we have in life, it doesn't come from anything we do. It's not from the weights you lift. It's not from, the brain power you possess. All good things come from heaven, folks. So remember where your power comes from. All right, guys, have a great Monday, everybody. We will see you tonight. Call-in show, 8 o'clock Eastern, right here on the OHIO podcast. Don't miss it. Come be a part of our community. Appreciate each and every single one of you. Be kind to one another. I owe someone's OH. St. Carmen, Ohio, with all your heart. Till next time, you all know what to do. Go Bucks.